If you're over 60 and think your best hair days are behind you, I'm out to prove you completely wrong. Look at these transformations. This is Margaret at 62, and this is her just 1 hour later. This is Linda at 68. And here she is after her cut. And wait until you see what happened to Carol at 71. These aren't filters, these aren't tricks. This is the power of the right haircut. Stay until the end, because haircut number 12 has shocked even professional stylists with its age-reversing power. One stylist told me she couldn't believe her eyes when she saw the before and after. You're going to see exactly why. Welcome back to Crowned in Elegance, where we celebrate the timeless beauty of women who've earned every silver strand and deserve to feel absolutely radiant. I'm here to prove that your most gorgeous years aren't behind you. They're right now. If you're new here, I work with master stylists across the country, and we've transformed thousands of women over 60, helping them discover haircuts that don't just flatter. They revolutionize how you see yourself in the mirror. Before we dive in, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, because I'm dropping age-defying secrets every single week that you won't want to miss. Trust me, your future self will thank you. Today, I'm revealing 12 specific haircuts that don't just hide your age. They literally turn back the clock. These aren't just pretty styles. These are strategic, scientifically backed cuts that lift your features, add volume where you need it most, and give you that youthful glow that has nothing to do with expensive creams or procedures. By the end of this video, you're going to have a complete roadmap to looking and feeling 10 years younger, starting with your next salon appointment. Before we jump into these transformations, I want you to do something for me right now. Comment below and tell me your current hair length. Are you rocking long locks, sitting at shoulder length, or already sporting a shorter style? I'm going to be dropping personalized tips throughout this video, based on what you share, so don't be shy. And here's something crucial. If you have fine or thinning hair, pay extra attention when we get to haircuts number 7 and 9. These two cuts have been absolute game changers for my clients who thought they were stuck with flat, lifeless hair. Sarah, who's 64, told me that haircut number 9 gave her more volume than she's had in 20 years. So stick around, because your hair type has a perfect match coming up. Haircut 1, the modern bob with subtle layers. Let's start with the haircut that's saving women everywhere from the dreaded mom bob, the modern bob with subtle layers. Now, I know what you're thinking. Bob, really? That's going to make me look younger. Yes, but only if it's done right. Here's why this works like magic. Those subtle layers create instant volume by removing weight from the bottom, so your hair bounces instead of hanging flat. The layers frame your face in all the right places, softening jawlines and drawing attention to your eyes. Look at Patricia here. She's 65, came in with heavy, one-length hair that was dragging her whole face down. After her layered bob, look at that lift. Her cheekbones are more defined, her neck looks longer, and she's literally glowing. This cut is absolutely perfect if you have a round or square face shape, because those layers create angles and movement that balance everything out beautifully. Here's my insider styling tip. To get that youthful textured look, scrunch some texturizing mousse into damp hair and diffuse it upside down for just 2 minutes. That little bit of texture makes all the difference between looking polished and looking effortless, and effortless always reads younger. Haircut 2, the sophisticated pixie with side-swept bangs. Now, haircut number 2 is for my brave beauties, the sophisticated pixie with side-swept bangs. I know pixie cuts can feel scary, but when they're done right, they're pure magic. Here's what makes this cut so age-defying. Those side-swept bangs, they're like an instant eye lift. They open up your entire eye area and create this gorgeous shadow that defines your cheekbones naturally. Plus, short hair automatically makes your neck look longer and more elegant, instant sophistication. The maintenance on this is actually easier than you think, low to medium effort. You'll need a trim every 6–8 weeks, but daily styling, 2 minutes with some texturizing paste, and you're done. Think Judi Dench, think Helen Mirren. These women prove that pixie cuts don't make you look boyish, they make you look confidently feminine and undeniably chic. But here's the mistake I see, over and over again, going too short on top. Your stylist needs to leave enough length on the crown to create lift and movement. Too short, and it flattens against your head. The perfect pixie has height and texture on top, with those gorgeous side-swept bangs, doing all the heavy lifting for your face. Haircut 3, the textured lob, long bob, and haircut number 3 is what I call the safety net superstars, the textured lob, or long bob. This is perfect if you want dramatic change without going too short. What makes this cut so incredible is its versatility. During the day, you can wear it sleek and professional. For evening, scrunch in some sea salt spray, and you've got this gorgeous tousled texture that looks effortlessly romantic. One cut, endless possibilities. But here's where the real facelifting magic happens. It's all about strategic layering placement. Your stylist should cut longer layers that start right at your cheekbones. This creates this beautiful cascading effect that literally lifts your face upward. See how Maria's jawline looks more defined? That's not contouring, that's strategic cutting. And if you're thinking about adding some color to complement this cut, here's what works beautifully. Soft highlights that are just 2 shades lighter than your base color, focused around your face. Or if you're embracing gray, some subtle lowlights can add dimension and richness that makes your skin absolutely glow. The textured lob is honestly the most requested cut in my consultations because it gives you that youthful movement without the commitment of going really short. Okay, if these first 3 haircuts have you excited and maybe even looking up salon numbers on your phone, hold on to your seat, because what's coming next is going to blow your mind. Haircut number 6 literally took 15 years off my client Sarah, and I'm not exaggerating. When she walked out of that salon, 3 different people asked if she'd had work done. The answer, just a brilliant haircut. And ladies, if you're finding this helpful, if you're already screenshotting these styles to show your stylist, do me a huge favor and hit that like button right now. It tells me you want more content like this, and honestly, it helps other women over 60 discover these age-defying secrets too. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? I'm dropping beauty secrets every single week that can literally change how you feel when you look in the mirror. Haircut 4, the shag revival, with face framing layers. Now we're getting into what I call the volume boosters, starting with haircut number 4, the shag revival, with face framing layers. Yes, the shag is back, but this isn't your 1970s shag. This is sophisticated, this is elegant, and this is perfect for mature hair. Here's why shags work so beautifully for women over 60. As we age, our hair naturally loses some of its thickness and bounce. The shag cut creates the illusion of movement and dimension through strategic layering that starts at different points throughout your hair. It's like having built-in volume without any product. But we're not talking about the choppy wild shag of decades past. Modern shags are refined. They use softer layering techniques and those gorgeous face-framing pieces that draw attention to your best features. The layers blend seamlessly, creating this beautiful cascade effect that adds years of youth to your appearance. Here's how to style it. Apply a volumizing mousse to damp hair, flip your head upside down, and scrunch while blow-drying with a diffuser. The key is to embrace the texture, not fight it. 2 minutes, and you're done, looking effortlessly chic. Haircut 5. The asymmetrical bob haircut, number 5, is for the woman who's ready to make a statement. The asymmetrical bob youth cut screams confidence. And confidence, ladies, is the ultimate age-defying secret. What makes this cut so special is that it's bold yet elegant, edgy yet sophisticated. One side is slightly longer than the other, creating this gorgeous, modern silhouette that's absolutely striking. When you walk into a room with an asymmetrical bob, people notice in the best possible way. Now, this cut can be customized for any hair type. If you have fine hair, your stylist can add subtle layers to create more texture and movement. If you have thicker hair, they can thin out the heavier side to create that perfect asymmetrical balance. The beauty is in the customization. Look at this transformation. This is Janet at 67. She came in feeling invisible, feeling like her hair was just there. After her asymmetrical bob, look at her posture, look at her smile. She told me she felt like she'd found herself again. That longer side draws the eye up and creates this beautiful line that's incredibly flattering for any face shape. Haircut 6. The feathered layers with soft bangs. And here's haircut number 6. The one I promised would shock you. The feathered layers with soft bangs. This is Sarah's transformation, and when I tell you jaws dropped, I mean it literally. This cut has such nostalgic appeal, but we've given it a completely modern twist. Instead of the heavy, obvious feathering of the past, we're using soft, subtle feathering techniques that create movement without looking dated. Those soft bangs, not heavy, not blunt, they're wispy and perfectly imperfect. Here's the magic. This cut softens absolutely everything. Harsh jawlines, softened. Deep forehead lines, camouflaged. Tired-looking eyes, instantly brighter, because those soft bangs create the most beautiful shadow and highlight effect. Now, if you have naturally straight hair, this cut will give you gorgeous movement with minimal effort. If your hair has some natural wave or curl, even better, those feathered layers will enhance your natural texture beautifully. The key is working with your hair's natural tendencies, not against them. Sarah walked in looking exhausted and walked out looking like she'd just returned from a spa vacation. That's the power of the right haircut, ladies. Now, I know some of you are watching this thinking, these all look great, but what about my thinning hair? Will short hair make me look older? What if my hair just doesn't have the body it used to? Listen, I hear these concerns every single day, and I want to address them head-on right now. First, let's talk about thinning hair. This is completely normal. About 40% of women experience noticeable hair thinning by age 60. But here's what most people don't realize. The right haircut can actually make thinning hair look thicker and fuller than long hair ever could. When your hair is long and thin, gravity pulls it down, making it look even thinner. But when you cut it strategically, you're removing that weight and allowing your hair to have lift and movement. And about short hair, making you look older. That's an old myth that needs to die. What makes you look older is hair that's lifeless, flat, and without shape. Short hair, when cut properly, creates structure around your face, defines your features, and honestly, it's incredibly modern and fresh. Here's my expert tip for working with changing hair texture. Embrace lightweight products. Heavy creams and oils will weigh down mature hair. Instead, use volumizing mousses, texturizing sprays, and dry shampoos. These add body without the weight. And always, always blow dry your roots upward for maximum lift. Haircut 7. The graduated bob with stacked back. Here we are, haircut number 7. And this is where we get serious about creating volume. The graduated bob with stacked back is absolutely revolutionary for women with thinning hair. Let me explain how this works in simple terms. The back of your hair is cut in graduated layers, shorter at the nape of your neck and gradually getting longer toward your ears. This creates what we call a stacked effect that literally builds volume into your hair. It's like having a built-in push-up bra for your hair. The magic happens because each layer sits on top of the one below it, creating the illusion of thickness and fullness. When you run your fingers through this cut, you feel body and texture that just wasn't there before. For maintenance, you'll want to see your stylist every 5–6 weeks to keep that stacked shape crisp and fresh. I know that sounds like a lot, but trust me, this cut grows out beautifully, and those touch-ups are what keep you looking amazing. Product-wise, here's what you need. A volumizing mousse applied to damp hair, a round brush for blow-drying, and a texturizing spray for finishing. That's it. 3 products, 5 minutes, maximum impact. Haircut 8. The Wispy Pixie with Textured Crown. Haircut number 8 is pure genius for fine thinning hair. The Wispy Pixie with Textured Crown. Now this might seem counterintuitive, But cutting your hair short when it's thinning actually creates the most incredible illusion of fullness. Here's the cutting technique that makes this work. Your stylist will use point cutting and texturizing shears to create these gorgeous wispy pieces throughout, especially on the crown. Instead of blunt lines that show where your hair is thin, you get these soft feathery pieces that blend and create the appearance of density. This cut works beautifully for every face shape, but here's how to customize it. If you have a round face, ask for more height on top. Square face, soften with longer pieces around the ears. Heart-shaped face, keep some length at the sides for balance. Listen to what my client Barbara told me after her wispy pixie transformation. She said, "For the first time in 10 years, I don't spend 20 minutes every morning trying to cover up my thin spots. I wake up, run my fingers through my hair, and I'm done." That confidence is priceless, and it shows in every photo. Haircut 9, the layered shoulder length cut. And here's haircut number 9, what I call the safe transformation option. The layered shoulder length cut. This is perfect if you want dramatic improvement without the commitment of going really short. This cut is incredibly transformative because it removes all that heavy weight from your ends while keeping length where you want it. The layers start around your collarbone and work their way up, creating movement and bounce that makes your hair look instantly healthier and fuller. But here's what makes this cut so special. Its versatility. You can wear it sleek and straight for a professional look, scrunch it with sea salt spray for beachy waves, or curl it under for classic elegance. One cut, endless styling possibilities. And if you're thinking about your next move, whether you want to go shorter eventually or grow it out, this cut is the perfect transition. Want to try a bob later? This layers will grow out beautifully into a longer bob. Want to go shorter? Your stylist can gradually trim up these layers for a perfect pixie progression. Okay, ladies, we've covered 9 incredible haircuts, but now we're entering what I call the transformation zone. The next 3 haircuts are where we get really bold, where we push boundaries, and where we create those jaw-dropping, "Is that really the same person?" moments. I promise you, the results will absolutely blow your mind. Before we dive into these final game changers, pause for just 1 second and let me know in the comments, which style are you leaning toward so far? Are you Team Bob, Team Pixie, or are you still deciding? I love seeing what resonates with you, because every woman's journey to finding her perfect cut is so personal and so exciting. Haircut 10. The Edgy Pixie with Undercut Details. Welcome to the big leagues, ladies. Haircut number 10 is the Edgy Pixie with Undercut Details, and this cut is about to shatter every single stereotype about what women over 60 are supposed to look like. Let me be crystal clear about something. There is no age limit on being bold, on being modern, on being absolutely stunning. This cut proves that sophistication and edge can exist beautifully together. The undercut details aren't harsh or dramatic. They're subtle, refined touches that add incredible dimension and interest to a classic pixie. Here's what makes this so sophisticated. The undercut is typically done at the nape of your neck or behind your ears, areas that create clean lines and gorgeous shape without being obvious. When your hair is styled down, you might not even see the undercut details, but they're there, creating this incredible silhouette and making your pixie feel completely custom and current. Now let's talk maintenance reality, because I believe in being honest with you. This cut will need touching up every 4–5 weeks to keep those undercut details clean and sharp. The pixie portion can go 6–7 weeks, but those details need more frequent attention. However, and this is important, daily styling is practically effortless. For styling options, you've got incredible versatility. Want sleek and polished? A tiny bit of smoothing cream and you're done. Want textured and playful? Scrunch in some texturizing paste while your hair is damp. Want to emphasize those undercut details? Slick back the longer sections with a stronghold gel. One cut, multiple personality. Haircut 11. The curly crop enhancement. Haircut number 11 is specifically for my curly-haired beauties who have been told for years to tame their texture. The curly crop enhancement is about embracing what you have and making it absolutely gorgeous. Here's what I want you to understand. Your natural curls are not something to fight against. They're your superpower. As we age, many women notice their curl pattern changing, becoming looser or tighter, and instead of working with these changes, they often resort to flat irons and chemical treatments that damage their hair. This cut celebrates your natural texture and enhances it beautifully. The key to this cut is what we call curl-by-curl cutting. Your stylist will cut your hair while it's dry and in its natural curl state, trimming each curl individually to create the perfect shape. This prevents that triangular frizzy look that happens when curly hair is cut wet and straight. For curl definition, here's your game-changing routine. Start with a leave-in conditioner on soaking wet hair, then apply a curl-enhancing cream, not gel cream. Scrunch out excess water with a microfiber towel, never a regular towel, then either air-dry or diffuse on low heat. The result? Defined, bouncy curls that look years younger than flat, straightened hair ever could. Product recommendations for mature curls: look for sulfate-free shampoos, deep conditioning masks once a week, and curl creams with natural oils like argan or coconut. Your curls will thank you with incredible shine and definition. Haircut 12, the dramatic transformation cut. And now the moment you've been waiting for, haircut number 12. This is what I call the dramatic transformation cut, and I'm about to show you the most shocking before and after I've ever been part of. This is Eleanor. She's 69 years old, and when she walked into the salon, she hadn't had a significant haircut in over 15 years. Her hair was past her shoulders, thin, lifeless, and honestly, it was aging her tremendously. She told me she felt invisible, like she'd lost herself somewhere along the way. And this is Eleanor, 2 hours later. I'm not kidding when I say 3 people in the salon started crying when they saw the reveal. Her own daughter didn't recognize her from behind. What we did was a complete transformation. We went from long, thin hair to a textured, layered bob that hits right at her jawline. But here's the technical breakdown of why this works so incredibly well. We removed over 8 inches of damaged weight-pulling length. We added layers that start at her cheekbones to frame her face beautifully. We created movement and texture that gives her hair body it hasn't had in decades. But the real transformation, listen to what Eleanor told me. I haven't felt this confident in 20 years. I look in the mirror, and I see the woman I remember being, but better because I have all this wisdom and experience now too. She started dating again at 69. She joined a hiking group. She told me that haircut gave her permission to live fully again. This is the psychology of hair transformation, ladies. When you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you show up differently in the world. You make eye contact. You smile more. You take up space. And people respond to that energy. It's not vanity. It's self-respect. And it's incredibly powerful. The technical reason this particular cut works so beautifully is that it hits all the right notes. It frames her face. It creates volume where she needs it. It's modern, without being trendy, and it's absolutely achievable for any woman who's ready to be brave. Now that you've seen these 12 incredible cuts, let me share 5 universal styling secrets that will make any of these haircuts look absolutely amazing on you. First, always blow dry your roots upward, never down. This single tip adds instant volume and lift that takes years off your appearance. Second, invest in a good texturizing spray. It's like instant youth in a bottle, adding movement and dimension to any cut. Third, never go to bed with wet hair. Sleeping on wet hair flattens it and creates weird bends that age you instantly. Fourth, use dry shampoo even on clean hair. It adds grip and texture that makes styling so much easier. And fifth, always finish with a light hold hairspray held at arm's length. This locks in your style without that crunchy, dated look. For products, here's what mature hair needs: lightweight volumizing mousse, a heat protectant spray, texturizing cream for definition, and a good dry shampoo. Skip heavy oils and thick creams. They weigh down mature hair. Tool essentials: a quality blow dryer with a concentrator nozzle, a round brush for volume, and a flat iron for smoothing, not straightening, just smoothing frizz. That's honestly all you need for salon-worthy results at home. I know change can be scary, especially with something as personal as your hair. You're thinking, what if I hate it? What if it doesn't suit me? What if I look ridiculous? Here's what I've learned from thousands of transformations. 95% of women who make a significant hair change tell me it was the best decision they ever made. Only 5% have any regrets, and even then, it's usually about not going bold enough, not the change itself. Your hair grows. That's the beauty of it. But staying stuck in a style that doesn't serve you, that's the real risk. When should you see a professional stylist? Always for dramatic changes like these. Don't try to DIY a pixie cut or major color change. But for trims and touch-ups, a good stylist will teach you maintenance techniques you can do at home. Remember, the worst thing that can happen is you don't love it immediately, and it grows. The best thing, you discover a version of yourself you forgot existed. Okay, ladies, I have to know, which of these 12 haircuts surprised you the most? Was it Eleanor's dramatic transformation, the Edgy Pixie with undercut details? Drop a comment below and tell me which one has you reaching for your phone to book a salon appointment. And here's what I really love: if you decide to try one of these cuts, please tag us in your photos. Use #CrownedInElegance so we can find you and celebrate your transformation. Seeing your before and afters absolutely makes my day, and it inspires other women to take that brave step too. If you found even one tip in this video helpful, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. I'm here every week with age-defying beauty secrets, styling tips, and inspiration for women who refuse to become invisible just because they've reached a certain age. You now have 12 proven ways to turn back the clock with just a haircut. Whether you choose the safe transformation of a layered shoulder-length cut or go bold with an edgy pixie, you have the roadmap to looking and feeling years younger. Next week, I'm revealing the 5 makeup mistakes that instantly add 10 years to your face, and the simple fixes that will have people asking what work you've had done. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Until then, remember this: age is just a number, style is eternal, and your most beautiful years are happening right now. Go book that appointment. Beautiful. You deserve to feel amazing every time you look in the mirror.